Hey guys, what's going on? John Shea here from the No Shame Income blog. Today I want to share with you guys my top 3 productivity tools for entrepreneurs. I'm going to actually go through and be showing you some of the tools that I'm using pretty much on a daily basis, ever since I really got into the entrepreneurship world, and how this really helps me kind of stay productive within my days and keep things more organized. And again, if you guys are brand new to the channel, be sure to throw me a thumbs up on the video. As well, be sure to subscribe to the video, and if you go ahead and actually leave me a comment, I will go ahead and actually reply back to your comment here in this video. So let me jump over to my desktop and I'm gonna walk you guys through these tools, what their purpose is, and how you can start using them in your business. Alright, so we're over on my desktop, and again, I'm going to walk you guys through my 3 favorite productivity tools. So the first is actually really more of something that, it's definitely productivity related, but might be a little bit unexpected, I would say. So one of the things that I found I was commonly doing was when I was on Facebook during the day, especially as a self-employed entrepreneur, it's very easy to get distracted and kind of sucked into the Facebook newsfeed. I'm sure, as you know, there's just, if you're following people or fan pages or there's anything going on, groups, different things that are happening, it's very easy to get consumed in the Facebook news feed and just have constant stuff coming up. I'm still, kind of hooked on this on my mobile device, but I think had I be, doing this while I'm also on the desktop, it would definitely consume a lot of my time and ultimately make it so I'm not getting as much done. So what I highly suggest you guys do is do a search, and I'm also going to leave a link in the description for a tool called Newsfeed Eradicator for Facebook. And this is actually a Chrome plugin, so I think depending on what browser you use, you may have to look around. I think you could probably also get it for Firefox and some of the others. But I use Chrome, so just do a search in the Chrome store, or do a search on Google, and you'll find the Newsfeed Eradicator. You can see this has got over 1,000 positive reviews, and basically what this thing is going to do is completely remove the newsfeed. You can see it says, do you often want to check Facebook and then find yourself disappearing for hours as you are consumed by the bottomless pit that is the newsfeed? Do you want your life back but can't bear to delete Facebook altogether? So again, it says, enter the newsfeed eradicator, your life will never be the same again. So I really love this tool. I'm going to show you guys what this does. So I'm going to close out here a tab that just opened, but basically I can still post on my timeline, and instead of having the news feed, I get like random quotes that will appear from different authors, sometimes unknown, but this is pretty much what the plugin does. So I still have the chat functionality, I can see my notifications, I could go to my pages. If I want to go to a Facebook group, I could type that in or go to it from a shortcut. Any pages, events, anything like that, I can still see. I just do not have the news feed. So this is really allowing me not to be as distracted during the day by having like other stuff coming up. As you can see, I do still get notifications, but had I be on Facebook needing to chat with someone, it would be very easy, right, to go in and be like, oh, here's some cool thing about maybe it's an ad, maybe it's something posted in a group. It's just going to distract me and make it harder to get things done. So this is definitely one of my top productivity tools. The next one I want to show you is probably one you may or may not have ever heard of. It's called Nozbe. This is basically a to-do list system that I use. I formerly was using a software called Evernote, which is more for note-taking. And I was finding myself taking lots of notes and building little to-do lists inside of Evernote. And I had heard a recommendation for this one called Nozbe, and I said, you know what, this sounds really cool, right? So I checked it out, and really what it is like a synchronized to-do list. And I find that I work really well off of to-do lists. I'm super big on creating them and using them pretty much day to day for everything that I do. So I wanted to kind of show you an example of how I use the system and maybe some of the functionalities that it has. So I pulled it up here, and you basically have a priority inbox, a main inbox. You have projects that you can create. I'll show you that in a second. Different categories. You've got a calendar. You can build templates, and you can also have team members. And then, of course, it's more or less just settings and search functionality. But it's a very simple tool to use. So I have this on my mobile device, and I also have it on my desktop here, as well as my laptop. So no matter where I go, my to-do list is going to be synchronized at all times. And that's one of the things I really love about this. But more or less what I do every day is, you know, if I'm coming up, say, on a weekend like a Sunday, I can put together a list of things that I want to do that upcoming week or that upcoming day, say for Monday. And I can go through and basically just create a list of the things I want to work on. So right now I have a note to like follow up with someone. I need to record a video for someone on something. I'm uploading a course to one of my course platforms. Record a video for something. You know, work on rebuilding some landing page content. I want to buy like a plugin that has some, you know, specific functionality I'm looking for. And then I like to kind of break things down in this main list. I'll put in like little dashes and just put in ideas, like here were some ideas for something specific. Here were some blog ideas I was working on, and I can separate that out from my main to-do list. You can also do this with their projects. So I have a few different ones like course ideas. I even have a task list for doing things around the house. So like I'll show you guys this one. I just have all these different things like vacuuming, feeding our cats, cleaning the bathrooms, you know, emptying trash. And if I have this, it's an easy way for me to keep track of when things were last done. I'll be honest, I don't always use it, but it's still a good way to kind of know and feel good about getting things done, right? Like if I can mark off, hey, I did the dishes, I did, you know, I vacuumed, I did all this different stuff. It just makes you feel a lot better about it. And again, you can separate this out by different projects. So I have this huge list of YouTube ideas, you know, for different things that I maybe want to make YouTube videos on. So this is going to help me, you know, not need to sit down and go, man, what was that idea I had? I just have this huge list of ideas of things that I can do in the future. So again, I use this for a bunch of different things. Like here's a list of different books that I was reading, long-term goals that I wanted to do, like painting my garage outside and our stairs on the outside of our home, you know, doing a new floor in our kitchen, all the different things that we're like trying to work on as goals. So I kind of use this as like my home base for getting things done and kind of keeping track of it. So the next thing I want to show you guys, and this is the last one that I use, and these are really like the core, I would say, productivity tools I say I'm using day to day. And this one is called EM Client. This is basically a mail client that you can use for email. Now, I'm particularly not a huge fan of Gmail. I actually I don't know, I always really liked the old school style of like Outlook and how it organized the emails, how it worked in terms of finding things, and then also having the ability to add other email accounts all in one place. So I use this client. It's very similar. It reminds me of like the old school Outlook, but you know, it has a little bit nicer theme. It is free, and you can add up to, I believe, 3 mail accounts without going to like the upgraded paid version. They do some comparisons on like pro versus free, like you don't get VIP support, and basically, yeah, you can't add more than 2 email accounts. So if you have more than 2, you will have to pay for their pro version. The other thing I want to show you is just kind of what this looks like. So let me pull this up, and basically what you can see here is I've got my one main Gmail account, my work with John Shea, and then I have this really old school email, best007player at Hotmail, that I still use to this day. A lot of like accounts and things I've created back in the day. It's almost 20 years old, if not older at this point. I've been using that since like the late 90s. So I have both of these email accounts, and I've got all these folders sorted. I've got kind of a dark theme set up, and it's very easy for me to see what's going on, open emails, move things around to different folders. I can actually like move something from this email folder into a folder inside my other email account and be able to go back and retrieve that. So that way I'm keeping things organized. And again, email is something I stay on top of pretty much every day. This is like the first thing I do when I wake up, is just go through all my emails, make sure I clean up my inbox the best I can, and stay on top of the things that I need to do, reply to, get back in touch with people, or reach out to obviously people I'm prospecting with, whatever it is. So these are my 3 productivity tools. Again, if you guys like what you see, I'll leave links below to check that out. I'm also going to leave a link to check out my ebook for how I've built my digital marketing business. If you guys have not checked that out yet, I'll leave a link below to check that out. You can head over to noshameincome.com/60 seconds, and you can learn a little bit about how I've now become self-employed, and I use these tools in my daily business to really help me become self-employed and stay organized, get things really moving. So be sure to check that out as well. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'd be happy to help out. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos coming up.